Former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay is indeed All Elite as he is revealed as AEW's latest blockbuster signing at AEW Full Gear. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling, and it indeed was revealed. Plenty of people were wondering and speculating who indeed was going to be the person revealed as AEW's latest blockbuster signing at Full Gear after Tony Khan's big tease this past Wednesday night prior to AEW Dynamite, and it's none other than the aerial assassin himself. Will Ospreay is All Elite. Well, kind of not now, but he will be once his contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling expires next year. Let's get straight into this one. So, as I mentioned, plenty of people were wondering who indeed was going to be that signing, and it was none other than Will Ospreay as he is All Elite. It was announced during AEW Full Gear on Saturday that Ospreay had officially signed with the company. Ospreay came to the ring and said he would not begin immediately as he spent 8 years of New Japan Pro Wrestling and will finish his commitments there. However, he said he would start in time for the Road to Revolution, which normally takes place in early spring. Of course, his contract with New Japan expires in February of 2024, so it would imply that he'll be ready for Revolution, which usually takes place at the end of February, beginning of March. Right as Ospreay was introduced, Tony Khan posted the All Elite graphic on social media saying, quote, "It's official, Will Ospreay is All Elite," he wrote. Now, both Sports Illustrated and Fightful reported that Ospreay's contract with the company is a multi-year deal. Ospreay had indicated in recent weeks that he was exploring his options with his New Japan contract expiring and coming up next year, and said he would be interested in coming to the United States and relocating if the offer was right as well. He is currently set to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom 18, where he will face David Finlay and, ironically enough, AEW's Jon Moxley in a three-way match for a championship that will replace the IWGP United States / United Kingdom Championship. Some are speculating it could be the return of the IWGP Intercontinental title. Now, Saturday's show, of course, was not the first time Ospreay has appeared for AEW, having wrestled on AEW television in the past. His highest profile match took place at AEW All In back in August, where he defeated Chris Jericho at London's Wembley Stadium in his native UK. Now, we've got plenty of details surrounding Ospreay signing with AEW, and it comes from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Now, Ospreay has indeed joined All Elite Wrestling in what Fightful Select have been told is a multi-year deal that will go over 3 years. So they're saying it could be 3 years, could be longer than that, 4 or 5, but it's a multi-year deal that will go over 3 years. Now, the move actually happened well before Ospreay's New Japan deal was up, which left many surprised considering the nature of his deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling, how that it happened. Now, many people were wondering, how can you sign with AEW when you've still currently got a contract with New Japan? Now, Fightful have confirmed that Ospreay is still under contract to New Japan Pro Wrestling and will continue to be so through January of 2024. Fightful are told that Ospreay had communicated to New Japan that he wasn't re-signing with them and that he had their blessing to sign with AEW, who have worked with New Japan for years now. The relationship between the two sides actually allowed this deal to be facilitated, so New Japan were well aware of AEW's talks with Ospreay, and they actually gave their blessing for him to sign what is essentially, I guess, a pre-contract with AEW and not have any problems with contract tampering or legal matters, etc. Ospreay will still be able to work select dates for New Japan while under the AEW contract, the same way that the likes of Kenny Omega, Jay White, Chris Jericho, and others have that same option if indeed they want to do that. Now, contract discussions between AEW and Ospreay really picked up in the early part of the fall, and AEW was very optimistic they'd be able to land him. Ospreay had previously indicated that he wished to remain in the UK as far as residence before opening up and saying that he was willing to explore all options should a move to the US have been necessary. Now, Fightful have been told that Ospreay will be able to stay in the UK as part of his AEW deal, the same way that the likes of Pac and others have been able to stay in their home country if indeed they want to. There's actually several stars on the AEW roster that are still based in Mexico, despite the fact they signed to a full-time AEW deal. Now, Ospreay had been in LA ahead of Full Gear since at least Friday, but was reportedly kept away from everyone else, despite Andrew Zarian reporting and Fightful confirming him as the signing. He arrived shortly before the pay-per-view portion of the show began, and the actual contract was not finalized and signed as of this morning, which again is absolutely fascinating. What's even more fascinating is that the signing was teased on November 15 ahead of AEW Dynamite without the deal actually being signed. So there was a possibility that this could have all blown up in the face of Tony Khan, and Ospreay might not have been revealed as the signing because, again, as of this morning, the actual contract wasn't finalized, but indeed it is now. Now, Fightful can confirm other companies' interest, specifically WWE. Fightful can confirm that WWE had been in contract with Will Ospreay's representation in recent weeks in an effort to gauge interest. The conversation wasn't much of a secret within the company, as they were looking to see what kind of schedule and possible relocation would happen. There was also interest from Impact/TNA Wrestling, though Fightful have not learned how far those talks actually got. Ospreay had also communicated interest in returning to TNA after appearing there recently. Again, he would be able to do that under his current AEW contract because, again, AEW is much more willing to work with other companies and does have a working relationship with Impact, soon to be TNA Wrestling. Now, WWE sources that Fightful spoke to claim that they had not got an official word on the signing, but they figured by this week that Ospreay was indeed AEW bound. By Friday night's Collision, several talent within AEW were openly discussing the signing, so it wasn't too much of a surprise to them, and WWE again hadn't got an official word back from Ospreay, but they assumed by this week that indeed Ospreay was indeed going to be All Elite fairly soon. Now, as far as some comments from Ospreay himself, in the post-AEW Full Gear media scrum, Ospreay was asked about his decision in choosing All Elite Wrestling. Elaborating on the reasons as to why he decided to sign with the company, Ospreay noted first and foremost that he had, quote, built up trust and rapport with Tony Khan, and as well as family factors, noting that it was, quote, the best decision for me and my family. I'm not interrupting my kids' school. My missus can still see her parents, end quote. Ospreay was looking forward to particularly working AEW All In again next year at 2024. Reflecting on having performed in London at Wembley Stadium in front of his family and his partner's family, he looked forward to what next year would bring. Elsewhere in the appearance, Ospreay noted he would love to have matches with Miro, Andrade El Idolo, Jay White, as well as go again with Kenny Omega. Also taking a moment to call out AEW World Champion, Will Ospreay said that he wants to face MJF too. He did mention, of course, that he would be at All In during his appearance at Full Gear, so many have speculated it could be a main event possibility when it comes to MJF versus Will Ospreay, maybe at London's Wembley Stadium for the AEW World Championship. In addition to that, it's now widely speculated that indeed we are going to be getting Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega 3, but it's not going to be taking place in New Japan Pro Wrestling now. Most likely, the chances are it's going to be taking place inside of an All Elite Wrestling ring as well. So there you go. The Aerial Assassin is confirmed to be the latest blockbuster signing by AEW. Will Ospreay is All Elite. What are your thoughts on Ospreay signing with AEW? What are your thoughts on him finishing up his dates in New Japan Pro Wrestling? What are your thoughts on him actually having conversations with WWE and Impact Wrestling, but deciding ultimately to sign with AEW? What are your thoughts on the reaction to it this evening? Let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. If you haven't already, you can check out the Full Gear post show that I did live this evening. I appreciate everyone that tuned in for the watch along and the post show. A reminder, we will be live once again with the same watch along and post show format for Survivor Series next weekend. Plenty of more news videos coming up later today when it comes to the fallout of Full Gear. So smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.